All right, so what's going on, everyone? Let me ask you this question. Do you think Warren Buffett is dumping Apple? I mean, looking at the chart for what it is, someone is dumping the stock. Someone is trying to get above this position in Apple. Is it Warren? Who could it be? I don't know, but they're definitely leaving us some footprints into the market because someone doesn't want to touch this stock. It seems to me like looking at the chart for what it is and basically bear, it looked like someone knows something about this company that they're not telling us, but someone definitely got ahead of the competition, got ahead of the market, and they got out while price was still up, because Apple is definitely seeing some drastic volatility when you look at it on the daily time frame. I'm talking about when you look at price bars. The spread of price bars tells you how nervous people are. And it started right here. Well, I would say it started back in January, beginning of the year. Here on that price bar, this one, this sell price bar, definitely on that one. And we're seeing a whole lot of selling, price spread longer right there. These consistent days, consecutive days, right here, these 4 days. Someone is trying to get about the way. For Apple, is it Warren? I don't know, because we won't find out until he drops it on his 13F that he submits every quarter to the SEC. So it doesn't benefit us once that is released. Once he discloses that he got out his Apple position, the chart, if it's him, would have already relayed that information off of what we currently see today. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe, because I'm here to give you all a different viewpoint of how to look at price action without the confusion. Now, our price action right here in Apple was produced like mid-February, and we were looking for the market to go higher. It did, but only to the point to where those buyers were only able to get rid of these sellers in that pocket. That was it. That's how strong those sellers were in Apple, because those buyers took how many days? What, maybe a week trading in that sell pocket, and they didn't get anywhere. Price collapsed soon after they was successfully taken out. And I'm talking about the sellers in Apple. Those sellers like, all right, cool, I'll come back another day. And then when I come back the next day, Apple, the buyers, the sellers like, I'm definitely going to hit you all with some selling. And that occurred on the 26th of February. So we already knew that the market in Apple could potentially see lower prices, because we already acknowledged that somebody was here selling the stock back here in January. That's where it started. They came back on the 31st, like, man, price is back to where I wanted to sell. Let me hit more sellers. Let me hit more of these buyers, because I have more stock to sell. Price went down. Those buyers like, all right, cool, that's all right. We took a hit. I'm going to bring it right back to you. That seller's like, I can't believe this. This is a dream. These buyers must think that Apple's going to go higher. They don't know that I got a whole guap of Apple stock that I need to sell out. So he gave it to them. And then the buyer's like, I can't take no more. I ran out of money. My account is already negative. I need to, and the market went a lot lower. All right, so 2.16% was the most that we could have got out of that prediction. We will also clean up the chart, because what we thought we would see in the market in Apple, it didn't bode well for us in terms of seeing buyers. What am I talking about? Well, as you can see, we created this buy pocket in Apple, right? Boom. Buyers came in. Okay, cool. Even on the 5th of March, buyers came in. Boom. But those sellers like, man, you're not going to control this price. The sellers wanted the price, because on March 10th, bam, price came down to the next pocket. The buyers weren't even in that pocket, because the next day following March the 10th, the 11th, price was below that pocket. So we can see that these buyers are getting their butts whooped. They're getting toe up, to where they had to go back and nurse their wounds, to where they had enough money to buy Apple right here around $211 right there. Now, Is it just me, or does it look like the market in Apple is trying to go somewhere? Because look at where price is. Yesterday, it closed at $220.89. Right now, it's at $207. That's a massive collapse in the stock. Now, could it do with what Trump is doing with the tariffs worldwide? Probably, because Apple is a worldwide business. They sell their phones in a whole lot of different countries, and a lot of their equipment resources to create the phone is done and made in different manufacturing places across the planet. Not all made in America or the United States. So, like I told you earlier, somebody knew something a long time ago. Don't get it twisted. This game knows, or I would say the insiders, the one who are close to Wall Street and who are on the board of these massive companies, they know what's about to pop. That's why they come in ahead of the game. That's why we saw way ahead of the game that something changed in Apple, because this market, prior to it going lower, the bars of these price bars wasn't drastic. Now you come here, make all-time highs, and somebody's really trying to get about. The market is very ragged and rigid. It's not flowing. It's making a lot of people nervous. And I know Apple is in a whole lot of people's pensions, 401ks. People are going to try to rely on Apple to at least stay elevated and hedged against any economic uncertainty. And if it continues to go down, it's going to induce more people to sell, because they're going to try to run to another safe haven, wherever that may be. Maybe they might sit in all cash until Apple stops going lower. Let's look at the market real quick. Okay, so here it is on the 2. These areas right here, okay, this area and this area is telling us that someone knows something. We can see what they're doing. We know why they're doing it, because apparently, or we don't know why they're doing it, but we know that they know something. So it's very important for us, which we're not seeing in the pre-market, Apple to hold this pocket of buying. That will give us even more information. Someone thinks Apple is a sell, and then someone thinks it's a buy. Their buy is the conundrum, or the issue, or the problem. Now, here is Apple on the 3. Okay, because the market currently is bullish. Now, is it being shaken out? Is it trying to scare people into thinking that Apple's going to go a lot lower, so that those who really want to buy Apple, they can buy it at a cheaper price? Because on the 3, it looks good to me. Here it is on the 4. Same thing here on the 4. In Apple, you don't get this indication of weakness into the market in Apple, and then the market goes up. It's supposed to go down, but in the next couple of 4 days, the market still went up. So someone was accumulating Apple over the last 20 days or so. Here it is on the 5. Same thing here on the 5. Apple on the 2 weeks, definitely here on the 2. So the market is bullish. The market wants to go up in Apple. I do have concerns though on the 5 week right there. And let's see what the month look like. Okay, right there on the month too. Apple on the 5-hour chart. Look at that. So here is where that seller is. And then the next seller is like right here. So now what will we do? Well, we sit the sideline, because we need to see that buyer who bought Apple here, and also all the way back here, to see if they're still going to buy. If they're going to buy, then the idea is cool. We need to come in and expect price to go up. If they don't buy, then we need to say, all right, cool, where are these people at? So what we're going to do is come over here and look for a location that buyer may actually continue to buy. So I would say like right here will be the next point that I'll be looking for the market buyer to come in and purchase this stock. If not here, then I would say the low of this day on August 5th, 2024, or maybe around this pocket, around 194 to 191. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put on a prediction yet. I want to see this shakeout happen, if these buyers will be shaken out or if not. Because already we can see in pre-market, Apple is down 7% from the close of yesterday. So we're going to see if these buyers are going to pop into the market today, or if the market closed on the low, then I'm going to look for the market to come down to this next pocket, which is $202.92 to like $200.97. So let's keep it on ice right now. Let me know your thoughts though. Make sure you maintain profit, and as always, trade different.